brightly colored dick.
Perfect, I got it.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Dial It Up. And today I'm going over replacement characters, which is a really fun mechanic in the game, but very overly complicated. So, first thing is that there are many different game effects in this game that allow you to take a character off the board and replace them with a character from your sideline. Now, once we actually get a fleshed out explanation of what the sideline is, I will do an episode on that. But for now, we do know that characters on their sideline, unless specified otherwise, have to start the game on a Heroclix so that you can't see what their stats are. So when you have a replacement character, they will be on your sideline, and depending on what effect brings them into the game, you follow rules on that, and that I will get into in a couple of minutes. These are just the basics of what to do with replacement characters. When a character is replaced, any action tokens or game effect tokens that are on that character move on to the brand new character. And the brand new character must occupy the same square or squares that the original character occupied. So you're basically just swapping out one for one. And any ongoing effects that apply to the first character is going to apply to the next character. This is really important and one that usually gets overlooked. And that is so if a character was outwitted, if the brand new character has the same power, that's going to be outwitted. If they were perplexed, the brand new character will keep that perplexed. If there's any opposing game effects that are being applied, the brand new character is going to get that effect applied to them. This also counts for actions. So if a character had already taken a non-free action, when it's replaced, it's still considered to have taken a non-free action for that turn. And then, I don't know why this would come into effect, but it is specified that when a character is replaced, it cannot be replaced with a character with the same exact name and set symbol and collector number. So you can't swap them out for the exact same character. Now, there are 4 different ways currently, main ways of how to replace a character in this game. And that is split and merge, morph, battlefield promotion, and alter ego. So we'll start off with the easier ones. First, we're going to look at alter ego. Now, alter ego was something that was introduced around Web of Spider-Man.
75th?
75th?
Brave and the Bold? Something like that?
It was actually a fair amount back. It was actually when we weren't actively playing the game and collecting. So it was a new mechanic once we got back into the game. But it will be denoted at the bottom of a character's dial. It will have in orange AE. And then on the corresponding one, they will actually have a point total that is in orange. It's a little hard to see on some dials because the yellow sometimes looks like orange. But this, I'm looking at Dick Grayson and Robin from the Batman 66 set. And so Robin here has a red 50, a blue 25, and an orange 25. And then Dick Grayson, who I just dropped, just has 25. With AE, basically any of these basic ones that I'm going over first will say on their card how they switch out. But at any point, Dick Grayson, as long as he doesn't have any action tokens, he can be given a free action to replace himself, going by all the rules that we just talked about, with Robin on the same click number. So if he's gotten hit, takes a click, whatever, you can give him a free action, pop out Robin. So then going by all the same rules with the replacement characters. The next one is Battlefield Promotion. And here I have Ariel and Sprite from the Days of Future Past set. And Battlefield Promotion, much like Alter Ego, will be listed on the card how they come in. The Battlefield Promotions will, under certain conditions, you add a promotion token to the character's card. With Ariel and Sprite, it allows you to, anytime they hit a character, you add a promotion token.
Okay.
And then from there you can roll a d6, and then depending on what number is listed on their card, if you successfully reach that number, adding your d6 and your promotion tokens, you can swap them out. Now, on this particular set, both Sprite and Ariel actually have this trait, so you can swap between them to kind of do the whole Days of Future Past thing, but not every Battlefield promotion one has that. And then, once again, following all the replacement rules for those two. Now, the next one is Morph. When we first saw it with Beast Boy, but it also got added in with Shrinking Violet, and most recently, and probably most notably, is the Hank Pyms, and all of the different Ant-Man, Giant Man, Goliath, Yellow Jacket, and all of those in the Age of Ultron and Avengers Assemble. Now, Morph is the same kind of deal. The one thing that you'll notice with the Morph characters, or a lot of these characters, they tend to have the same point value, so you're not really gaining much point-wise with swapping these characters through. You just kind of change what those characters do. With the Shrinking Violets that we have here, they're Morph anytime they make a move action or a close combat action. They can make one without causing twisting damage, and at the end of an action, I just made Jason laugh. At the end of that action, you replace them with the next character in the lineup. The final way, and the most complicated way to replace a character, is to split and merge a duo. So with this, we'll start with the splitting. You give the character an action token, power action, and you replace them with two qualifying characters. Now on the back of their card, they will actually have a little chart that says qualifying name. They will give the superhero name and the character's actual real name. Now, this is not to be confused with the ID card real name. This is just looking for the name that's on the bottom. Some characters don't have qualifying names or don't match the qualifying names. Much like you would with ID cards, you're looking for either the superhero name or the real name. It doesn't have to have both. There's a bunch of Wolverines, for example, that are either Weapon X's, or they could be Logans and not James Howlett, which is one of the qualifying names on this. With X-23, that's actually a very interesting thing. Sorry, I just thought about that. With X-23, you're looking at either X-23 or Laura Kinney, which, what my brain fart there was that this is Cosmic X-23. So, because we all know that words mean everything in Heroclix, she doesn't qualify under the X-23, but her real name is Laura Kinney, so she can be split. So now that you've figured out your qualifying names, that's going to be something you do at Force Construction. They're going to be on your sideline, at their Heroclix, all that jazz. So once you give them this power action, now you can only give them this power action if they have no action tokens. So then you don't have to worry about the weirdness that comes into where that action token goes. Alright, so now that you have these two characters, if there was any game effect that was affecting the duo, you actually get to choose which one that's going to move on to. So if one of them was, if you were outwitted or perplexed, you get to choose which one that effect's going to go on to. It's not going to go on to both. Now they are going to come out on the same on the click number, same number of clicks from the starting line. Because you could have a character like Wolverine who has different starting lines. You just kind of figure out where you are based on the starting line and the point value because of the way that the split and merge works, and it needs to be equal or less points. You may not have the same starting line. So saying click number doesn't always work, as long as it's the same numbers from the starting line. So if they were on click number 2, but I'm going to use the low point Wolverine, who starts at click 6. So it's 1 click away from the starting line, so I need to move him to click 7. That's how that works on the multiple dials. Now that they're split, later on in the game, you can, as long as they're adjacent to each other, you can, as long as they're adjacent to each other, you can give them a free action to merge back into each other. So once they're merged, follows the same sort of deal, except when they're merging, it's equal or more points. So there is, you don't have to start with the duo on your team. You can start with 2 and then merge into the duo later on, or start with the duo and then split, and then do this as many times throughout the game as you can manage. So once they're adjacent to each other, if one of them has no action tokens, they can be given the free action to merge into the character. Now, the one thing that's very important to note when merging is that it counts, what you're looking for is the character that was given the free action when it comes to click numbers. So if you have one of them that's very badly damaged but the other one's still top dial, give the action token or give the action, the free action, to the one that's top dial, go into the duo, and the duo will be top dial. It's only based on which character was given the action to make the merge. And then the other stipulation on that is once they have merged, they can't use the split ability that turn, and this ability can't be countered. This is something that they're always just going to be able to do. So that was replacement characters. Like I said, it's long and complicated, and there's a lot of things, different ways to do it in the game, but it's getting more and more fun with the more characters that they're giving these abilities to, especially with the abilities like Morph are a little more fun than the split merges, which rarely get used. So if there's anything you think I didn't go over, any comments, questions, concerns, down below, and we'll see you next time for another episode of Dial It Up.
Married with Clix is brought to you by Majestic's Heroclix Sales down in Costa Mesa, California. Right now, they're in the middle of a storefront change. In the meantime, don't forget to check out their eBay store. If you check the link down below, they always have great Heroclix stuff at fantastic prices, and they'll ship just about anywhere.